We are streaming live here. Okay, so you got myself, you got Jacob, you got my main man, Big Ben, about to hop on into the mix. Ben, welcome. Jacob, welcome. So we're going to be your hosts. We're going to be walking through this live Q&A session today on this very, very awesome GSD Saturday. So when you guys hop on this stream, I'm going to be checking in with you guys, or one of the boys will be, either Ben or Jacob. Even though it looks like I'm here twice, that's actually Ben, who is me with the photo. So that's not me. Oh, good. There we go. We got the name change. I love it. All right. So welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for committing to yourselves, committing to us. We want to be able to give you any information that you guys may need. If you're feeling stuck, I mean, ask us anything. I mean, this is 17 years of doing the agency thing, the coaching thing, other types of businesses. So we can definitely help you get unstuck. We've had hundreds, if not, I mean, probably way more than hundreds of calls with agency owners. We understand the challenge. We're your peers. We understand exactly how challenging it could be, how awesome it also could be. So there's almost two sides of the coin, and we want you guys to be on the side of the coin you want to be on, instead of feeling stuck, feeling frustrated, feeling lonely, wishing you had an assistant, wishing you had a setter process, sales process. Maybe people just aren't attracted to your offers. I mean, there's little tweaks that go miles when you get the necessary skills and help.
Like the great Cody says, no amount of traffic will fix a shitty offer.
You can repeat that one more time.
The great Cody says always, no amount of traffic will fix a shitty offer.
Exactly. So we'll help you fix your offer. So whoever's out there in Facebook land, we want to see a little hashtag live, hashtag GSD. And if you're here on the replay, hashtag replay. So whoever's out there in Facebook land, we want to see a little hashtag live, hashtag GSD. Turn the volume off, whoever that was. But anyways, I'm going to let you two quickly introduce yourself. I'm going to grab my phone so I can see who's out there, and then we can get this party started, okay?
Cool. I'm Ben. I'm sure some of you guys that are out there have already seen me around. I know that I got Rahul's picture on right now. I'm not feeling so great today, but we're still, GSDing today. So I'm going to stay off camera, but I've been working with Rahul now for, almost 2 years, and kind of doing a little bit of everything. So we've really come a long way, and that's kind of it. We've done a lot. I know some of you guys probably see my face on the on our Thursday appointment setting calls and messenger training calls, where we're booking live, helping you guys with your bottlenecks as far as stuck in conversations over text, over LinkedIn, over group messages, whatever it might be, and then helping even with reactivation texts and campaigns and kind of wording to kind of get just re-engage and spark people to respond, right? And once we get that first response, boom, we're in. So I hope to see familiar faces and new faces on my Thursday calls. My goal with Rahul is I want my Thursday calls to be bigger and better than his Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday calls combined. So it's a competition.
Goals. Look at that. Already challenging me. I love it. All right. Well, let's see. Now that makes me level up my game. So I got to be stronger than you too. So I don't let people beat me. So we got some competitive spirits inside this team, which we love. We love hunger. We don't teach motivation. We teach be motivated already before you got us. Then we can teach you. So we got some live people here. What up, my man, Joe? Love that dude. Don Ferguson, Ruben. And however, when you guys get on here, let us know you're on here so we recognize your names, what you do, because then we can help. So if you guys do have questions, can you, or one of you guys, can you drop the Zoom link inside of the chat? You guys are welcome to hop on, okay? So don't feel shy, and then tag everybody that was on the attendee list. Ben, you do the people who are on the events, you tag those folks, and Jacob, you tag anybody else you can think of, okay? So we can get people on. I know Chris Hall wanted to be on here too. So sometimes it takes multiple reminders. Facebook event and the going tab isn't good enough. So let's and if you're here on the replay, hashtag replay. So in general, like we'll talk about what we're up to while we get people that are starting to participate. So what we're doing in our improvement, we're almost looking at a game of inches right now, just like football, right? So everything happens in between the lines of what we're trying to accomplish, because we're like focused so heavily on improving our setting process, because that comes to the most important part, which is the sales. Like at first it was just 2 steps, then it was like DM people, then it was getting better at conversations in the DM. Now we're actually making videos, privatized videos for those people that are prospects that are warmer. Then we're actually creating an avatar for the 3 different types of people that are our ideal customers. So like a lot of you guys have had calls with us. Now you guys, we identify people in 3 different levels. We have like here, let me just change this to speaker view so I don't get distracted with people coming on. Oh, I got Jacob as the spotlight. Hold on one sec, guys.
Let me go grab my phone, Raul.
Yeah, go for it. All right, I'll just leave it in the normal gallery view. I'm not good with Zoom at the moment right now. But anyways, we've got 3 different types of people that we're trying to identify, and I go deep into the inner circle group with these 3 different types of people, and I'll leave it for that for right now. But now we're keeping people on a custom journey. And is it a lot of work? Yeah, sure it is. But we've identified a gap that's going to lean into the long-term future of how we're going to be more effective. And then we're actually getting better at the questions that we're asking on the initial discovery calls. So that's what we're up to currently, is improving these little processes, everything. And the team is responsible for documenting everything, for training everything. Like Ben and Jacob, I'm gonna ask you guys, hey, what up? BW's on the call here. We got Nas in the house. But what we're up to, here's Don. All right, sweet. I love it. You guys can get on this Zoom, guy, by the way. Don't feel shy.
Yeah, we just dropped it in on the thread too. So people that are watching on Facebook. So
yeah.
Jump on, guys.
Jump on. Don't feel shy, because this is like, I can talk for fucking days, but me speaking won't help you guys if you guys don't ask questions, because that's most important, because we're executing. Now I want you guys to. So please do ask any questions, invasive or not. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, we're working in between the lines right now. Like, we're trying to get so efficient, and these guys are like documenting everything. And I was just about to ask about training, like, because we look at like our business, like when we were kids, like a lot of people loved playing like AYSO soccer, and they would run every day just to be better than their friends at soccer and get on the club team. And then video games, like I had friends that like were fucking masters. They knew all those 16 little buttons where I couldn't keep up. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. You guys have that intensity to want to be better at video games. But now that we're in the real league, the real professional game that we actually play, then laziness sometimes occurs. It's like, oh, I'll just do the most important thing in my life later, which is earning income, having freedom, that endpoint, that outcome that you want. So going back into like with Ben and Jacob, like what do you guys do when you're not on calls all day? Like what's your training regimen look like?
Ben, you want to go first?
Yeah. I'll definitely go first. So it's nonstop. We have multiple windows open. So at least for myself, it's LinkedIn and Facebook, and Jacob handles the Instagram stuff too, but he also handles Facebook too. But we both, and we still have our CRM up too. So it's just having multiple windows. I have 2 screens up, and I also have the notifications on my phone. And like, that's something that Rahul has really, really like, instilled in us. I think I can speak for both of us, Jacob, that is like, dude, real time is the only, what do you say?
Real time is
the only time.
Yeah, real time is the only time. It's like, I at first I used to get upset, like, dude, Rahul, I literally, like, that message came through like 30 seconds ago. I saw it too. Just give me like 35 seconds and you would already seen a response. But like sometimes there's stuff like that. But now it's like, that's the way it's got to be. So between the phone, there's no excuses, right? And sometimes, things do fall and we can't, or they do slip through and they can't, right? There's no excuse. We have multiple platforms. We have multiple ways of getting notifications. You get desktop notifications, you get phone notifications. It's just making sure that, hey, on all platforms we're real time. And then lately it's been, hey, making sure that we're engaging in real conversations, right? Sometimes I think we get caught up, and I know this happens to me, is because you got so many different conversations going on that you tend to become robotic sometimes in your responses. And so sometimes it's like, hey, pay attention to the conversation that you're having sometimes, because I know that I've messed it up a few times as well, where I'll say something, but I didn't read the conversation, or I didn't go into the CRM and read the notes, and now I look like an idiot, right? Because I'm repeating the same stuff again, or asking a question that I already asked last week just because the conversation picked up again. So making sure that we do that is like super important, as well as like be aware, be real, be in the real conversation that you're currently having, regardless of where you're at, just take the time and kind of go from there. So I think that's what's kind of seen some of the success. Jacob's had a fucking killer month. It's coming around to where he's setting records for us over here too. And so it's been really good. And I think that's a combination just of him, just stuff clicking and being able to have the opportunities that Rahul and Cody put together, and knowing that, hey, like we everything that we have, it works, right? There's a reason why you guys are on this call. And like Rahul always says, it's like, what was I going to get at? I lost my mind. I was going to quote Rahul, and then I was thinking about it to make sure I didn't screw it up because he's on this call. But yeah, that's kind of like what I got. It's just really just 100% being active on everything. And even on calls, right? Even if just like you're on a quick sales call or a quick triage call, and they don't answer, or while it's ringing, just sending a quick follow-up message and stuff like that also helps maximize time too. So I'll stop talking there and I'll let kind of Jacob go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's put a time frame, put it in a minute or less. And then the main question is this, not what you do for us and your daily habits. Cause now Ben described what Jacob also does. We're moving fairly fast. And my job here is to make them stay poised, because there is pressure. And the pressure is our self-pressure we put on ourselves, not me on them. Yeah, I have a standard and they want to match that standard. So that could cause nerves. But the reality is the pressure of hitting numbers. Jacob wants to beat Ben. Ben wants to beat Jacob. And when one of them is behind the other and they feel they can't catch up, then the other will focus on quality. And then also while the other focuses on volume, and they kind of have this little zigzag of competitiveness, even though they don't talk about it like openly all the time. I can already see it. But when it comes to like training yourself, not in the lines of like just work, like we do our own training. Like, what do you do with us? Like, describe like our intensity of our training when we're doing our meeting huddles, and also what you do by yourself when I'm not even looking.
Yeah. So I guess this journey started out, probably 4 or 5 months ago. Started working with you. It's been amazing.
Well, what happened before that? Like, didn't you like apply and I didn't even interview you or something? Like
so I applied. No, I was on the phone with Cody for the first 2-3 minutes, and I don't know if I shit myself or he wasn't feeling me. But you guys didn't give me a call back the first time. But
so persistence, that's persistence right there. So that was a sign of, I
was following up, following up, finally got my opportunity. But basically training me up. The beginning was a big ramp up period. So every single day I was working with Rahul, Cody, and Ben on just everything that they were doing and how they had success. And that was hour in the morning, hour in the afternoon, hour at night, every day for the first couple weeks, I would say, first couple months, maybe too. And now it's kind of like we're picking into the small things that I can learn to improve myself every day to move the needle. Because I kind of got over the first stage of being scared on the call and not knowing what to say. So that some of those initial challenges I was able to get over now. So now I'm working on kind of the strategy and figuring out where things go, how things are best done. So I'm starting to put the pieces together a little bit more.
Yeah. So the moral of that story is start simple, get ninja later. So now we're at the point of getting ninja. So as in my head is the entrepreneur, and probably a lot of you guys thinking, I'm thinking what the fuck is taking so long? But then in reality, I have to put myself in their shoes. When I was young, when I was out of college, and when I was just getting into a brand new skill set, I too was probably pissing off or frustrating people above me, thinking when's this kid gonna get it? But then when you stay the course, both sides, Jacob stayed the course, I stayed the course, Cody, the whole team, and we just came together to build the team. Now the momentum is literally started as of whatever, mid-August to beginning of September. Now the pieces have fallen in place. Jacob's eaten shit. We've eaten shit. Now we're actually benefiting from eating shit, I guess. That's not the most tasty thing, but the point being is now we're going to level the fuck up. Now we can duplicate a Jacob, a Ben, everybody. Not that we couldn't before, but now we have the momentum of the team because we had to go through a lot of people. Well, you guys have seen salespeople come and go. They fall on their own swords, or we let them go because they don't do the things that this culture is made to do. So that's the most important part is we want to build this culture set of this company and get people on the bus. I don't know what book it is. Cody is a book reader. I think it's Good to Great, where he talks about getting the A players on the bus And then whoever's not a good fit, get them the fuck off the bus, because it's your life, your business, theirs too. You're doing everybody a disservice if you hate the people that you're spending the most time with. And you can't have that, because like I have fun every day. I can't speak for you guys, but I enjoy like talking to all you guys, especially like when you guys are asking all these different questions all day, especially like Ben saying like, what do I do here? Jacob's like, what can I do better? Because normally in my head, I'm thinking, why aren't people asking me for improvement? Because I can see they aren't doing well. And then if I ask them, how's your day? Oh, awesome. Then I'm thinking like, fuck, this may not be the right person, but now I need to actually give it some time to identify. And then once I identify, they're just a people pleaser, happy-go-lucky person, I have to cut them or fix it, and or have that open conversation. So I get to make that choice. And with this team, this is the team that's gonna make the million dollar months. Okay, so let's ask your questions in the chat. And Jacob, you're gonna say something.
Yeah, I was going to ask if anybody in this Zoom call right now is running a setters model. Have any questions? I know Chris Hall just popped a question in. Do you see that, Raul?
Yeah, I'm on there right now. And then Ben, if you can tag people, if you don't mind. I don't know if you already are people who have already responded to the event that said going. And then
Miriam's got her video on. I say we ask her first.
Okay, well, let me get the question, and then Huria comes on. Everybody else, turn your videos on. Let's be present. Everybody get those videos on. Sweet. There he is. Look at that camera, Chris. Look, you got a dope ass camera. You got a good background. It's nice and blurry in the background. Look at you emphasizing yourself. I love it. Okay. So where does confidence in sales come from? Practice, role plays, belief in product, or a combination? You answered the question. It's a combination of everything, but it first starts with you. It doesn't start with like anything else other than your desire to be great. Because if you're selling for yourself, which based on our conversation you are, that's the most important thing. You have to practice, but then you have to have the swagger of the person you want to be. So if you sell from where you are right now, you'll sell at your capacity where it may not be as proven as you want it to be. But if you want to be like that quote, I want to be like Mike, you have to do the things Mike does. Mike takes chances. Mike takes risks. Mike takes confidence risks. And one of the things that helped me early on as a sales pro, like when I was at realtor.com, I was shy as fuck. Like I was hoping and praying people did not answer that phone. Like my goal was to make those 75 dials with not talking to a single person, because I didn't want them to answer because I feared rejection. But then I realized that fear of rejection could only make my script and my words better, because those no's taught me where I can get a yes, where I can pivot. If I can say, hey, it's Rahul from realtor.com, and I'm calling some like white Midwestern girl, she may think I'm her fucking gardener. So I had to create this alter ego, which helped me, right? And what I ended up doing is I created this persona called Robert. And Robert, he is fucking fearless as fuck. But then when I'm in my regular life, I could just be whoever I am, right? So I just created my work me and then my personal me. And the work me was like, if you compare it to people you guys may know, it's like Kobe Bryant and Mamba mentality, right? He just wants to kill you on the court. And then on the personal life, he just wants to not talk to humans. He just wants to be with his family, right? So that's kind of what I was able to do to get out of my own head. It allowed me to have that little aura of confidence. And that was just a little trick. And that was not necessarily something someone taught me. It was just, I was literally calling the Midwest, and I was talking to white women that were like 50, and they literally thought I was like their gardener. So I'm like, I got to fix this. And that actually helped me. So I thank those old ladies. But that's how the confidence comes in. You have to relentlessly practice. Because like when I first got in my first sales career, my boy worked with me that we were roommates, and all we did wasn't like, we didn't call it role play. We just called it like, hey, we want to be good. And we just practice our script, and we put together the 7 steps to a sale. Now we have an 8-step framework. Now it kind of evolved. Like we evolve with how people make decisions over time. We don't like hardcore sell anymore. Now we kind of like emotionally sell. We allow people to understand really the ramifications of not moving forward just as much as does our product match what they're looking for. Because we have to look at 2 sides of a coin. We have desires and wants, and then we have current situation. Up here is heaven, down here could be potentially hell. Where do you like? If you had a binary decision, you want to be in hell, burn, die, and have the devil in you, or do you want like ice cream and rainbows and puppies and clouds, right? So it's up to you. If you had a binary decision, what you got to choose. Everything aside, money aside, confidence aside, partner aside, What do you choose, right? So that's kind of like the binary decision that we try to simplify things now. But yeah, it's practice, practice, fucking practice. And if you need a role play partner, who cares? Like grab one, like get one, and don't like let them flake on you. Hold each other totally accountable. But the main thing is when I'm practicing my scripts and my lines, it's literally line by line. It's not like, oh, I can do the beginning part. That's no problem. Let me go to the middle. No, 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 no. It starts here because that's the first words out of your mouth. And then when I want to bring up an analogy, which a lot of you guys have heard me use, like stories and loops and all that kind of stuff, I practice the shit out of that. Then it comes natural. Then I can make up new ones on the spot based off seeing like a tree growing behind me. Then I have this like second nature to it, but nothing is natural. That's what I want to take away from this, is that some people say it's like, hey, some of the stuff you say sounds so natural. You're good at this. It's not that I was bad. I sucked. I fucking was awful. I was the 120th salesperson out of 120 salespeople possible in an entire organization at Realtor.com. I was literally dead fucking last. But if I didn't want to be last, the only good news about being last is you have nowhere else to go but up, unless they hired 121 people. so that's the good news. It's all learned behavior, and you guys get to choose how fast you learn it. Now, some things will take naturally longer, and don't get frustrated. Frustration is your enemy. It's just keep getting motivated, keep going. So that's the most important part. And I didn't mean to make this like motivational and all that stuff, but anything's possible. You just can't give up on yourself. That's really the number one thing to entrepreneurship, because we're going to always second guess ourselves. We're always going to feel like we're fakers. We're always going to think we're not good enough, but that's good. That's a good feeling. Embrace that shit, because that just means you want more. If you're not feeling that, then you're probably a W-2 fucking employee and you don't give a fuck. Everybody else here is an entrepreneurial. Contractor, you're entrepreneurial. Like you're jumping on you're sinking or swimming based on what your production levels are, which is a beautiful thing. You get to control the income. The downside is the beginning may be lower than you want it to be, and you may be thinking like, fuck, I got to get a job. So in those considerations, then you just have to work harder and faster and longer to get this shit down and be more precisely focused on one thing. I feel like don't worry about fulfillment when you don't have revenue. Focus on how to communicate and sell, and you can always figure out how to fulfill after the fact. That's just me. Other people may say something completely opposite. Have your product perfect, but who gives a fuck? You can always outsource this shit if you need to, or you can just learn the skill of running Facebook ads in our group, in our free content or our paid content. I mean, it's all right there. So I think the number one highest paying job is sales, because if you look at anybody out there, the top doctors, the top dentists, while they're great at teeth and surgeries, what they're really charismatic at is communication, where people were like the people who would operate on like Dirk Nowitzki or LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It's not that they're the best surgeons in the fucking world. They're just the best networkers. They can understand opportunities, and then they can perform the surgeries, right? So it just comes down to great communication, and if you have the skill, like right now, amazing. If you don't have the skill, just get the sale in the door and acquire it after, and find somebody to help you, even if it means you break even on your first couple deals. Just don't lose money, and don't do shit for free. That's my number one thing. Okay, so I'm gonna get to some more questions. Let me see what's going on in the chat. You guys monitor the Zoom. I'm gonna go in the regular chat here. I thought I saw a question from okay, Rahul. How do you define a good offer, and how do you design it? All right, I'm gonna go high level on this. We call it the scary offer. We want to make something that has a risk reversal, like if it's in real estate, like you're going to be doing, so that we would guarantee X amount of appointments. I guarantee you 30 appointments every single month on your calendar, or live transfers, so you have these opportunities. Or you can say, with my system, I have the 300K commission system, like you and I talked about. That in itself, you don't really need anything greater than saying those numbers. I have a 300K system for your real estate business, because you're the proof in the pudding. You're the case study. So that's the scary offer, is like, make it so it's irresistible. And then you can always make like when we make up our own offers, we think they're fucking amazing. The problem is you have to bounce it off other people, because who cares about you? You're the one making it. Of course you think it's good because you made it. Now you have to go test it. And how do we test it? Well, fuck. You can ask people who are never going to buy it anyways, which are your friends and your family who aren't in your target audience, and say, hey, just really quickly, what do you think about this if you were this type of person, if you were a dentist, if you were a realtor? Then we ask 3 or 4 people that will give you the honest truth. Then go to your target market and just say, hey, I'm considering doing this. Would this be something that would even interest you? So now you're doing a soft test, and the people say, absolutely. Now you have your beta people who say absolutely. So even though you're not selling it to them, you're just saying, hey, this is a theory I'm trying out. If I were to put together like a marketing system that can get you to 300K without failing, all you have to do is really show up and follow it by the end of the year, would that be something that you think the market would want? Maybe like you? And then guess what they're going to say? They're not going to be like, no, I am really, really fucking satisfied working 80 hours a week, making 50,000. So no, they probably would say yes. And if they give you feedback, well, amazing. Get that feedback, embrace it. And now you have your market telling you exactly what pain they have and what they would buy from you. Now we have just a small little thing called price, because if they've just told you they want this, now price shouldn't be the biggest issue. Because if I made this literally binary, very simple decision, hey, pay me $100,000 that you don't have, we'll figure it out, go borrow it, you can pay 3% back, but at the end of 12 months, I'll give you 300K. That's essentially what people are trying to do with their mutual fund and 401k, except their 100K will be worth 110 in 12 months versus 300. It's the same fucking thing. We just have to let it resonate through the story or the words we say, so they can actually compare those two things. Because how many people have a 401k? I have one. I think it's fucking stupid. I talk shit on it, but yet I still have one because I'm just following like a fucking sheep to the wealth manager. He's like, hey, put 10,000, 30,000, 50,000 away this year. I'm like, well, fuck it. It's sitting in cash, might as well. But I already know in my head, I hate that because now I'm at a point where I can diversify, where I can pump shit ton of money in my business and also protect once my risk of my life switches, like when I'm young and right, like I consider myself still a little bit young, but I'll take high ass risks right now. I'm willing to risk it all. I don't give a fuck. I'll put it all on blackjack, red or black. But in about 10 years, then I'm going to be like, dude, I need a nest. I need to now protect my future and my retirement, because now I'm already at an age where I don't have that energy like you younger guys. You guys got to take it over, right? So think about that when you're investing in yourselves. Take as many risks as you possibly can without living on the streets. That's the number one thing to entrepreneurship, is take those risks and bet on you. So are there any other like tactical like questions? How do you control energy? I feel in air after 3 calls. Okay, energy. That's a hard one for me to answer, just because I don't know. I feel like I have energy when I need it. I can pull it out. I think the first control of energy is wanting to be present on that call. That desire to want to do something. Like when I was a kid, if my parents said take out the trash, my energy to take out that trash was like, I hope I make it before that trash man comes out, like 3 minutes before he shows up, or when I hear him running around. That energy was like, fuck that. I don't want to do it. So I didn't produce the energy. But then when I get a sales call or a triage call, regardless, or whatever it may be, an opportunity to increase the revenue or help another person that I feel passionate about, then my energy is up. Like right now, I can do this till midnight right now without stopping. All I need is a couple more of these guys and I'm good. So I think the energy has to be in the desire of wanting to be present. But also, I'm also not like a dietitian or anything. It could be something that you need, like fucking more iron or something that I don't know about. You know what I mean? But that could be another thing. But from natural energy, you just have to want to be present. That's my best advice there. I don't know if that helped.
Yeah, I want to learn more about myself, that what really I enjoy, because I want to delegate few things, but I am not able to figure out. I get drained because I don't like it, or it's really I need some better diet or nutrients and stuff like that. Because whenever I'm on call, and if there are 3-4 calls consecutively, like I am dead. Maybe I'm not used to it too. I've never did that before kind of thing. I just started these things.
Okay.
So
Well, let's unpack that for 1 second, just because that's important. That's probably something that a lot of people don't talk about. So one is you can buffer your calls so it's not 3 in a row, because each call is going to take anywhere between like 20 to 60 minutes, and that's a lot of talking. 3 hours max time is a lot of talking in a row from 9 to 12. You can buffer those so you have some break in between, so you can at least log your notes, develop the contract, or whatever you do after each call. So that's one thing, is take a little bit of a mental break and then get prepared for the next call so you can space it out a little bit. You can also, like with sales calls, you can always pick days of the week that work and operate in your highest peak energies time. So wherever you feel, some people operate really good very early in the morning, some people all day, some people only afternoon after the gym or something. So pick your peak energy hours and then place your sales calls so you show up the best on those time zones or those time frames. And then feel free to put a little buffer in your calendar so people cannot book unless it's in that area where you feel comfortable, where you have space.
yeah, I did that kind of few things. I created 2 calendars. So 2 are for sales for a full in a week. There are 3 time spots only for sales call, and 3 are for only onboarding. That's what I'm planning for the future.
Yeah, and then time block it, and then then you have to have the discipline to not have the fear of missing out, because when it comes to sometimes like people will say, well, I'm going to block it and I'm not going to give it a chance to stay disciplined to the calendar, because what if somebody wants to book at 6 p.m. but I'm not free at 6 p.m. Own your own calendar, because then it's going to have that long-term impact, so you don't burn out and then you do switch industries or you go into something else. That's really what the outcome will be. If you burn out, you'll probably be resentful for something that could have been fixed when it can easily be fixed. Because like typically when people burn out, it's because they're not able to sell, the clients are yelling at them, they're not able to fulfill. But reality, it's like control. Like we have to control the expectations at every stage. That's why, like, whenever we talk on the inner circle calls, it's a matter of what we're trying to do is we're selling on every call. Like everything is a sales call. Our project management calls are sales calls, because clients could cancel, clients could bitch. We have to sell them on seeing the right side of the coin of what we're seeing, because like I can't like if somebody has an expertise, I can't tell them what to do. I can tell them what I want. You know what I mean? Like, if like our clients can't say do this, this, and this inside of Facebook or Google or YouTube. They can't say that. They can say, hey, here's what I want. What can you guys help me with? So we create a camaraderie, we create a partnership, and that happens on the sales calls. When I'm selling it, Cody's selling it, Ben or Jacob or whomever, Will and the other guys, it doesn't matter who's selling it. We're telling them, hey, we're not vendors, man. We don't value vendorship. We value partnership. We're now part of your team. So if you have an issue, let us know. Don't bottle it up, my man or my woman, whatever we say. And let us know. Communication is so easy to do in today's world. So there's going to be no excuse from us to you, you to us. We have text, we have Messenger, we have Basecamp, we have email, we have phone calls, we have WhatsApp, we have every fucking communication plan. But the easiest way is, let's pick our primary. Let's use our project tool so it goes to everybody that's relevant to your project, the people working for you. So we just have to train the customer to say, hey, if you're upset, awesome, we love that, because now we can course correct. Hey, you're happy? Awesome, cool, we can do more of that now. But please don't hold it to yourself, because a lot of people, when it comes to us running Facebook ads, and I know this firsthand, I call it out early. When people want to be the jockey and we're the horsey, they want to whip us. They want more. They want to squeeze more and more and more, right? So sometimes people have the tendency to say, well, these guys made us like 50K off of like 9K ads, and I know they're going to want more money from me, but I got to tell them, like, oh, the leads are okay. And that's them trying to trick us into getting them more. We have to break that fucking pattern. We have to say, dude, you do that shit, we're going to optimize in the wrong direction, because we're going to take your word for it. Hey, things could be better. We're going to accidentally, per you as the entrepreneur that intentionally tried to do something good and try to push us harder, you fucked your own campaign, and then you're going to blame us anyways, because now we turned off a winning campaign based on your feedback. So we can't have that. Pure transparency is what we need. Because why lie to us when you already paid us? So it's in our pockets now. It's not coming back to yours. Now we have to optimize it. Now we have to make it more. So tell us the fucking truth. We say it more eloquently. This is just inner circle marketer to marketer talk. But yeah, that's the reality, is that we make sure that the clients have to be honest with us like we are to them. Otherwise the relationship's going to break, and we don't want that. We don't want them to feel resentful. We don't want to feel resentful back. And our only hope and goal is ROI, and we want to increase their business, because if I can help you start off paying us $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month with our clients, and then you start making double your money, that's my trigger point. Boom. I got recommendations for you now. Let's grow this bitch. Let's get into some other platforms. Let's diversify. Let's fix more bottlenecks that we're capable of. But I don't sell stuff we can't do. I don't want to put our team in strain. I don't want to say, hey, let us do like this crazy ninja CRM stuff and go high level, when it's not productized for our team and we have no point of contact to do it. And then I just don't sell stuff that will cause us to put like a wrench in the spoke of our bike and fall over. I only sell stuff that we have a talent for, it's a system behind, and we can make a huge amount of profit for ourselves and the client. So that's the only thing in sales, is don't sell something people don't need, because they'll find out and they'll fucking hate you and never buy from you. And you can get a negative review, which literally, if you don't have very many reviews on your Google or Facebook or whatever, one negative puts you like at a 2-star rating, which is not fun. Okay, questions. Let's go. I don't want to.
Brian said he had a question.
Oh, come on, my man. Let's go.
He's got to come off the camera though.
Let's go. Camera ready, man.
Yo.
There we go. There we go.
Hey, what's happening,
I was hoping you'd have a shirt on.
Baby, how you doing?
I was hoping you'd have a shirt on so you don't embarrass me.
Yeah, sweet. So I got a couple questions I'll probably ask you, but one in particular, I'm worried. So I'm getting to a point to where, okay, like we got systems, we're bringing in people, more so on the fulfillment for the appointment setters and everything. Scripts, great. Tonality and things like that, working on that. But I want to know, is there any deeper, and I'm guessing I'm kind of just thinking about just enrolling everybody in some, I guess, like psychological, like sales course, to kind of, do you have any like quick, like ideas on how to I guess in the meta sales portion, like think about what actually is going on and being able to be more fluid versus just following the script or putting this particular rebuttal in there, having more of a freedom with conversation. Obviously you want to follow the script, but a little bit more like thought process behind certain things that can come up.
Yeah. Okay. So are these people, the team that you're referencing, are they doing setting or sales?
Setting.
Okay. So you want them to be like, I would put a curriculum together, I guess. Like, this is what I would do differently if I did it. I would put week 1 is all script, like role play scripting, everything, and get them in their natural habitat. Like, for instance, like the games we play, like we'll just hold this up, and then you gotta ask as many questions about this little thing as possible in 30 seconds. You may want to start off with 60 seconds and play that game. And just say, hey, ask me anything. Why is it orange? Where did you get it? Why does that thing twist off, or does it twist on? Why didn't you pick another color? Is it in your house? Do you use it mobile? Do you use it in your car? Is it in San Diego or LA? Like, they can ask any questions as quickly as humanly possible. And the whole thing is to avoid stoppages and lulls in the conversation. It's fluid. Boom, 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 boom. Get that down. And then also get on the same page. Like, when it comes to training people, you have to train, not like I'm a big fan of fuck college, basically, because like they're dictators. It's like, let me talk on stage, and if you can't understand me, then I get to determine your future with a letter of a grade, right? Now, when we're entrepreneurs, we don't want that. We have to adapt to the learning capability of the person. So we have to understand that person. We have to be able to relate to that human. So understand your own customer, which is the person you're trying to have work for you to scale your business. So that's what I would also understand. Then the next part is give them that freedom to fuck up. Like, hey, well, you have a leash. It's okay. You can go mess up, but I need you to come back. Give me the calls. Like, what went good that you're excited about? What went really bad that you want me to listen to? And then let them give you, then you get to evaluate the recorded calls of the feedback. But practice, like you be the leader and do the triage while they get to listen to it, or just record it and play it back for them, saying, hey, like here, like you have the script now, and then walk them through and pause it and saying, here's where I went off script. Here's why I did that. So you can train them how to think. Because but the most important part is to follow the script. Like when all else fails, you can always like repivot in the beginning to make them really confident and comfortable, and just say like when like there's ways to just use the triage where you tell the client you're going to read questions off a piece of paper. That's okay. So when they get on a call saying, hey, what attracted you to want to click on the ad? Awesome. Okay, so have you found a solution? Are you still looking for one? Okay, cool. You're still looking? All right, sweet. I have a little survey that I just want to walk you through to make sure it's a good fit. And if it is, then I'll just book you on a longer call at the end and you can ask any questions before. Is that cool? And then boom, now they just frame that they can ask very particular questions without having much charisma, and it'll help them like actually be themselves. Like when they hear something like whatever, when they hear a question, they may pivot on their own. So you can always reframe it into having like, hey, I'm reading a survey. You know what I mean? If you wanted to.
Gotcha. And this is not so much for me as it is like the fulfillment that I'm doing. I guess it would work the same type of way, but it's just a bunch of calls. It's pretty it's pretty difficult getting over some barriers. You get a lot of people who are not so interested. So just kind of buying that time to kind of
so you're talking about like an unqualified, like, so the lead are not interested, or is that what I'm hearing?
A lot of times that happens. Obviously, we're working to fix that on the lead generation part, but a lot of times, at least what we're asking is a little. It seems like it's positioned a little bit more than what the lead was expecting. So, kind of bringing up the, I guess the really connecting. That's something that we're working on this next week. Connection questions to kind of lower any sales resistance, and then kind of building that up and kind of bringing on a little pain. Like, so what happens if you don't have anything set in place for this or that and the other, and just making it effective, either transfer to the client or booking an appointment.
Okay, so it's almost like you're like, just based on what I'm hearing, it sounds like these guys are trying to do like almost a little salesy stuff to make them more inspired to show up for the call by asking them certain pain-based questions.
Exactly. Right. And also or transferring over right now. Yeah, it's got to be a little bit more in depth now. Like we got like systems cool and everything, but yeah, just a little bit more expertise when it comes to making that connection.
Okay. I'm just gonna, like, until there's another question or something, I'm just gonna stay on this one for a little bit because this is kind of important. Like the way, like if I'm understanding this correctly, like, let me think, this is insurance, right? And then they're selling it B2C, like the consumer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what remind me the type of insurance?
This is life insurance right now, but
I guess. Okay. Okay. Got it. And then are you selling to people that have money or people that are broke?
And I guess that would really matter
well,
too.
Let me ask the question differently. Do people have children or not? Is that your target audience?
So there's a bunch of people. Some people do have children. We do ask like beneficiary questions to kind of try to connect that back at the end. But usually,
let me stop you there. Read me the first, like, can you pull the script out really quick? You don't have to share it, but I want to hear the beginning set of questions.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. So first of all, and that may have to do with, like, we're bringing leads in from different ways now. But it's like, hey, you signed up for something on Facebook. You wanted to know a little bit more about, this, and you verifying some information to make it seem, really legit. You said you were, you lived here. Is that correct? You're born, on this date. Is that correct? Okay, great. A little bit more connection questions, like what kind of made you click on that, or what were you kind of thinking about to kind of bring that up for them?
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
yeah.
Wait, real quick. I would not go verifying the full form right away because you're gonna sound like a boring ass call center. And then they're gonna be like, I'm busy, even though they're really not, right? Because like today with the pandemic, not too many people are fucking busy, man. Like they're working from home, they're not working as hard as they could for the W-2 jobs. Like they're chilling, man. They got time, they got 5 minutes. I wouldn't make it so like like lack of a better term, boring on the beginning and just verifying all their information. Like, is this your birthday? Is this your social? Is this like your favorite color? Like, I would just kind of get right into the connecting, saying, hey, I saw that you like opted in on Facebook, man. Like, I just want to is now still a good time? I just got 5 minutes, and then go right into like, hey, just out of curiosity, like what prompted you to want to click on that ad to learn about life insurance? And then let them open-ended test to answer you. Most answers will probably be, well, I'm considering it. I don't know anything about life insurance. There's some sort of confusion saying, no, you made a good first step just wanting to even explore to protect your future, because so many people are now open to the idea of in case something happens to them. So then you go into the rest of the question saying, now transition into like the background stuff saying, hey, but first let me just verify a couple things, make sure I got it right. Okay. And say, hey, is this your best number? This your best email? Hey, your birthday is this? Cool. All right. So tell me, like, I just have some background about you. Like, are you married? You got children? And if they get frustrated, just say, hey, I have like about 10 questions. It will take less than 5 minutes, man. I just want to get some background, and then I'll know what the best next step is to continue the conversation or send you some info. So you can take the resistance off by letting them know that they can get off the hook. And I know that you're going through like Jeremy Minor and Matt Ryder and all that kind of stuff, but like it's okay to kind of like go in an order that gets the job done on the triage. On the sales process, that's way different. That's when you want to get like all of those like the right order, whatever it is, connecting. I don't remember the order, but like connecting, problem awareness, persuasive. I actually don't even know the order. But yeah, on the triage, we want to make that fun and like it's almost like somebody's coming to your restaurant. It's your favorite steakhouse, and then you got this beautiful host, and that host is your guys. Your triage guys are that beautiful host. And imagine if that host is talking to you, and you're like, damn, pretty girl talking back to me. She's so charismatic. She's so interested in me. That's what you want them to feel. So you want to make it comfortable. Yeah.
Gotcha. Hey, Rahul, is this recorded, man? Because I couldn't write all that down, but I'm trying to internalize and write it.
For sure, man. It's streaming in the group, and we started right on time. Right now, you can the timestamp. I think when we started was like 9:43 or something, 9:43 California time. So you can kind of skip ahead right to your section.
Sweet. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, totally. And feel free if you want to bring that triage script and role play it on the inner circle calls. Feel free to do that, because then or bring the dude that's doing it and let's fix that fucker.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's great. It's just me just learning a little bit more and performing and making it happen, man. Yeah. Got everything I need, man.
Everything is just literally repetition, and it's literally line by line. Like, I mean, Jacob and Ben can attest to this. Like, we have them introduce their name. Hi, my name is Jacob. No, I didn't like that. You sound like a dick. Do it again. Hi, my name is Jacob. No, now you sound like pretty timid, like a little bunny rabbit that's gonna get like killed from a car. Do it again. So then I have to, then when they start screwing shit up, I'll say like, hey man, like, were you born with the name Jacob? Are you sure it was Jacob? Is it on your birth certificate? So you're certain your name is Jacob. All right, now introduce yourself with fucking certainty, my man. So that's kind of like where we go. We literally stay in between, like because like, I mean, just like I go, my analogies with sports, it's like you gotta be disciplined on every step of the way. Like the basics have to be practiced over and over, because like when somebody ascends to the second step of their life, they forget the first step exists. No, like when you get to the second step, guess what you do the next day? You still start at step 1 to get to step 2. You don't jump to step 2. And then when you get to 3, 4, 5, you still start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it's 6. Your training gets longer, but it gets faster because the previous step is now second nature. So same thing with like, if you look at a warm up for an athlete of any sport, anybody of means that you know and have the back of their name like jersey that you wear or buy, guess what they do every single practice, every single game? They start off with their music, their mental game. Then they go into their warm up, their jogging. Then they go to their stretching. Then they go to like throwing the ball or dribbling the ball, whatever it is. And it's like a little slow passes. Then they back up a little bit. Then they back up further. Then they're doing routes. Then now they're fucking sweating. So it's like same thing with us. Like don't skip your fucking warm ups. Like if you skip something, guess what? Then you'll screw up when you're actually in game on sales calls. So if you skip in warm up, the people watching you, like your own team, they're gonna skip shit too, because Brian is the leader. Brian gets to skip, I do too. Cool.
Yes, sir.
Sweet. I actually repeated your sweets. Cool. All right. Who has questions next? Let's go to the chat. My ISA makes 120 calls. All right, we got 20 people pick hardly 3 to 5 points. Is that normal? Yeah, in a day that's good. Like I would say, like your daily goal for outbound calls is like 3 to 5 is really good, because like one thing that you need to check, especially if you're using Go High Level as dialing and Twilio or whatever it is, if you're using that same number for like mass blasts and text and shit, you're going to burn numbers. There's a way to register it. You just have to Google it or ask Sean in the group. Register your number. So with like carriers like AT&T and Verizon, but you may be getting spam risk because we get a low open or call like answer rate when we're calling through the CRM. When I call from my phone, I have a tendency to get a higher call rate, but I don't want people necessarily like calling me back on my cell phone or having it, because then they don't go through the CRM where our communication is centralized. But yeah, like I would check and see, like have your ISA make it a habit to either like call somebody or call their own cell phone if they're local, to make sure it's not showing up as spam risk, because sometimes it'll show up as spam or some sort of like format of spam. So based on carrier, so sometimes AT&T and Verizon are different, but you don't have to get crazy. I would just have them call you or somebody to see if it's spam risk, because that'll obviously lower the call rate. But get better also at text messaging too, because a lot of people like if somebody calls me, they're not on my phone. If I don't kind of recognize that number, that like, hey, I didn't save them, but I sort of recognize like those digits, then I'll answer. And I'll answer it all awkward. Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys do that when you don't know the number. It's like you answer it, but you don't say a word and you put it on mute and you're like, oh, maybe if they say something, I'll hear their voice and recognize it, then I'll talk. Or you make up a weird voice like, hello, like something like that. And so you can always get out of the call to see if it's like somebody you want to talk to or not. But yeah, I would get good at text messaging too, to also supplement that increase in numbers.
Okay,
Because
so
that's just the reality. That's the life we live in, is people just don't want to answer that shit.
Okay, so then I should tell ISA, like, I have to give him some script or something that in this case you can use this.
Yeah, and we want to be under the assumption of playing like offense, not necessarily defense, because I know it's like, well, what if I text them and then they want to opt out or they don't know who I am? Who gives a fuck? Like, let's just get better. Like the good part is you'll clean your database up, because when we send our blasts out, I mean, you guys probably see the text messages. I don't know if we segment you guys out or not, but but we get a lot of stuff like, yes, I'm in, awesome, more info, or we get the opposite, fuck off, I already opted out. We don't care. You think that hurts my feelings? No, I love that shit. Now I don't have to, like, I can take you off our list. I just cleaned the database. So now instead of having Jose or whoever call those people on our team, we can now say, hey, dude, you don't have to call 300 people over and over again. And he's like, thank God, they're not fucking answering anyways. So it saves our time. Now we focus on the people that want it the most, because we have to look at our database as a funnel as well. It's widest on top because it's all, and then the reality is, like, as we narrow it down, there's only a certain amount of people that want to work with us. We're trying to constantly like clean the funnel. So we want, as we're getting more and more and more and have this huge list and people like, oh, 40,000 emails or 2,000 emails, it's so amazing. Who gives a fuck? We actually rather have 500 that want to buy from us than 2,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, because there's no honor in a huge list. I mean, yeah, there's different customer journeys. People will buy in 5 years from now. That's perfectly fine. But the reality is we want to clean everything, keep everything funnel driven all along the way. As long as we're adding value and people want it, we're going to give it to them. But at the end of the day, we're still funneling people down so we can see who's actually inspired to work with us or not.
Also, you are kind of ask about the stranger method. I'm launching my new offer. I'm just using organic stuff for that. Any tips? I'm using groups. I'm using my personal profile. I have around 100 email addresses, and all I want 15 to 20 realtors. That's it. So is it enough?
Yeah, so you can post. Yeah, like I mean, if you're gonna post in in another person's group that they own, just be respectable because they know what you're doing and you know what you're doing. You want to pull their audience to pay you money ultimately at the end of the day, right? So the way you write the post isn't going to be a blatant sales pitch. Just saying that, like, you can say something along the lines of like saying, I want to share what I've learned over 5 years of doing some marketing for realtors and having a realtor as my partner. Here are the 3 areas that I've noticed. And then now you're basically selling. So then you do 1, 2, 3, saying, I just want to help this community. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. So now the group owner will say like, oh, this person's not asking for a private DM.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And yeah. All right, Chris Hall, going back to sales, how do you get people to open up more when you're trying to dig into emotions? Like, I mean, this is going to take a little bit of practice, man. Like, it's a big question to answer, but the reality is, like, when I get on sales calls, like I'll like, based on hello or like however like it's set up for me, if I'm just meeting the person for the first time or Jacob's teed it up for me, if I sense somebody's got an attitude on me and I know that they're arrogant and our personalities are too similar where we will both have like this, like, I'm right, you're wrong type attitude, then I'll just say, hey man, is it cool if we just go straight into it? I know I'm supposed to ask a set of sales questions. I just honestly want to ask you, see if I can even help you, man. Is that fair? And then I break them right there. And then what happens is I took away the fact that I'm selling them something, but in fact, now I get to ask them even harder, more invasive questions because I just took that stress off the table.
It's kind of like the Eminem thing, right?
Eminem, what's that? Like a candy?
Kind of like the Eminem rap where he says all the things about himself.
Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah, Eminem. I love him. Yeah, lose yourself. It's dope. But yeah, no, Eminem, yes. But yeah, I just take it off the table, man. Like that's the first thing. Like if I was talking to a realtor and they've been pitched, like, because even when I was working at realtor.com, I mean, like you and I, Chris, I talked to you, I think you were 3 years old when I was working at realtor.com. And our CEO at the time, his name is Alan Dalton, and he even back then said, like, there's a lot of competition these real estate agents are hearing. They're getting calls from Verizon. They're getting calls from the local high school, the football team, the Girl Scouts, to spend money to sponsor or advertise. So when you're on the phone, like, I'm under the assumption they've been there and done that. That's why when I position myself with a real estate agent, I do not sell Facebook ads. That's what you think I do, but that's not what I do. What I do is I do this magical word that everybody doesn't know what it is, and it's called a strategy. Because what good is Facebook ads if you have no plan? That's why Realtor.com and Zillow and Agent Image or whatever the fuck these company names are. That's why so many people they focus on volume and turnover. It's because the solution existed before you did. So if you say I have these pains, but they already had the solution pre-canned, it's going to be impossible or difficult to say pick A, B, or C package. Am I right? Like if I went to a doctor and I said, hey, my knee hurts, and he said, well, pick A, B, or C. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, how's that going to solve my knee problem? You didn't even fucking look at it, dude. Right? So the way I do it is I say, like, I have I focus on strategy first. Facebook happens to be part of the mix, but like, if we can be just transparent, I know that, like, I'm supposed to kind of ask some sales questions here and whatnot, but I really want to see if I can even help you. Is that cool? Saying, okay, well, what prompted you to want to hop on this call today? Okay, cool. Like, what are you trying to solve for that you don't already have in your business now? So when you kind of diffuse it, you can start there. And that line about I know I'm supposed to ask a particular set of sales questions. Can we just skip that and get right into it? That came from a gentleman named Chase Hughes that Eli Wild interviewed several times recently, and he's an FBI negotiator. So like FBI people are fantastic, like Christopher Voss too. Like I love like how like when life is on the line, which essentially kind of is for some people, where they need to like make some money. I mean, we have to have that that kind of like poise to be able to ask the questions and keep people motivated to be able to even open up. And some of it is just the tone of the voice, because then you have to sound experienced, even if you're not. So I know Chris Voss talks about the illusion of control. Like you give the client or the prospect the illusion that they have control. And he's using this in like life or death situations, like a murderer, a kidnapper, a terrorist. So you want to give those people the illusion that they have the control of everything, when you are actually walking them into questions. So a couple of resources here. I'm not a huge avid book reader. I listen to a couple. The three that I only listen to right now, and I'll probably I buy books, I just don't read them or open them. But the ones that I do really look forward to, and I like to listen over and over and over again. I don't go now that I don't have a goal of I want to read 52 books in this year. That who gives a fuck? I want to listen to the same book over and over and over again, because repetition is the mother of success. Christopher Voss, Never Split the Difference, is one. Number two is Never Lose Again. And I don't know the names. There's two names of the authors, and it's old school. These two are old school attorneys. And the third one is Gap Selling by Keenan. And the recommendation is write those down. You can buy them all on Audible, or if you don't have Audible, you can get a free account, get the first book free. But the reality is, I would just listen to, I would get personally one and don't get three. If I was going to pick one, I would go Gap Selling first and just listen through that thing. And I don't know what your learning ability is, but I have to listen to each chapter like fucking several times, because my mind wanders. Once I hear the guy say something, then I'm actually envisioning myself in a situation of where I would say that. And then I'm still playing the video or the audio. And then all of a sudden I'm on chapter 3, but I'm still thinking about that one sentence. So then I have to go back to chapter 1. So I do it when I'm driving, because I don't want to listen. I don't listen to music anyways really that much, but so I'll do it while I'm driving, and then I'll end up like, I'll let it play. And then when I actually want to like absorb the information, I'll do it while I'm sitting at a table with just me and a piece of paper, or a pad of paper, like no computer. Like I'll even turn my phone upside down, preferably be on airplane mode in Wi-Fi zones, so you don't get the fucking dings of all the other bullshit that's going to ding on your phone. That's how you're going to be able to actually focus. And that's how you're going to actually use those words of wisdom and actually put it in a scenario that you can use it. So it's in your subconscious and you can pull it out like boom, like that. All right, I'm going to move inside for a second. So Jake and Ben, if you guys have anything to talk about from setting, my battery's about to die, so I got to get my battery or plug in really quick. We'll go about like 15 or 20 more minutes.
Cool. No worries. Do you guys have any questions for Ben or I, just for the setter's process overall?
And really quick, we're going to be doing some setter training in this group. So the only thing we're going to be asking you guys to do is, when we do this, and I want to get everybody's buy-in first, and then we're going to go live, myself, Ben, and Jacob, and you're going to see what two people are capable of doing after we've like integrated the learning and the training for setting. And if you guys promise to bring and invite 2 people to this group before the 28th of this month, 2 marketing people into this group, you just have to hit the invite button in our free Facebook group, invite 2 people who are not already in here, and when they and tag them, then we're gonna just drop the fire on the 29th. We're gonna like literally fucking blow people's minds of what we do with such limited resources, because our goals are not head counts. And I know a lot of other people like to tout their horns of like, oh, I got 50 people working for me, got 82 people, 100. Our goal is to have less, because then we make more and give more opportunities to the people here Because if I hired 2 more setters, it would dilute Ben and Jacob's ability to earn. I'd rather just keep these 2 and never hire another fucking person again, quite frankly, and keep it at our pace, because we can hit our revenue goals with a very, very lean team. We don't need more people. We need more people maybe on fulfillment, but not on the front end. But we're lean as fuck. Like we literally operate so lean. Like what on an operational scale, like I would say that we probably could use, like other people would probably have 4 more people doing fulfillment than we do. But we just know how to optimize the process a bit and motivate our team to operate like they're operating a stock portfolio. It's like, hey, you got a portfolio of book of business, manage that shit. If you get stressed out, tell me before it happens or while it's happening, and we can solve for that. Because our mark is if one of our people start fucking up, we all know that. We can see it in the end of the day reports. We can see it in the communications. That's when we just sit down and say, hey, are you overwhelmed? Or are there gaps that are bothering you? Is there stress? Is there something in life? Because we just have to understand how to solve it. Because if it's just a personal issue, then we just have to say, hey, take some time off. We'll pass this off to somebody else. If it's actually a capacity issue, like an overwhelm, where it's like, hey, I truly am overwhelmed. I'm staying up all night. I'm working Saturdays. Then it's like, hey, don't do that. Like, let's get some help for you. So that's kind of how we manage our team too, is that our goal is like, I love stress. I'm like, the moment you feel stress is a good thing. That means there's too much work to do. So now let's solve for that. Let's just be poised. Like, let's not freeze just because there's like a lot of opportunity. We need to make sure that we stay poised and communicate, just like we talked about earlier with our customers. Okay, Horia, you got a question for Ben? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Let Jacob, you finish with what you were going on. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Well, I did mean to interrupt you, but I did.
No, you're all good. I didn't have anything. I was just wondering if there's any questions, but it looks like Curia had a question.
I want to ask Ben, if I don't want to go indirect with realtors in their inbox on FB to start conversation, what should be the right way to share about my new solution for them? So let me just like phrase the question for you. Like, so you don't want to go to I don't want to go indirect with realtors to their inbox. What do you mean by indirect, really quick, Horia?
Indirect means like we start by asking, do you cover this area? Which put a city name. So then they think like, okay, maybe I have someone who's looking to buy or sell in that area. That's why I'm asking. That's why they reply. So then at the end, after third question, when I start asking marketing question, they feel like, this is tricky. She's playing a game to sell her services. So I just don't want to be like that.
Okay, got it. Okay, so then like, are you cold DMing, or is this existing conversations that you're re-sparking?
No, it's new. Yeah, like I have added so many realtors now. I think 80% on my profile are realtors.
Okay, so, but the question is this, like, if you're going in the DM, are you like spamming, quote unquote, spamming them, like where they've never ever talked to you and you're just going straight direct to like send a message, or what's the context?
Yeah, most of them are the ones is first conversation.
Okay, Ben, are you still there, man?
So your question is about the first message, correct? What does that first message need to look like?
Yeah, and it's off her friend's profile, and she's never talked to them before.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say it's either one of 2 ways. It either can be direct, or you can do something like you mentioned, like, do you serve this area? You want to pique their interest so that they answer, like, why is she messaging me right now? How can she help me? So that first message should be able to pique their interest a little bit to at least want to answer you back.
Yeah.
That's sometimes that I'm getting that bad feedback as well. Oh, no more of the marketing person and blah blah. So if there are so many people, I better be direct and find those good people rather than.
The ends justify the means. So the end point is the book a call, right? So there's 2 ways to do it, like you said, direct and indirect. I would honestly, if we're going to start messaging, I would probably say, hey, great to connect with you. Just curious. I know that I checked out your profile. Do you work this area? So then you can start the conversation in an indirect way, but you're also showing like, hey, we're connected. And you checked out their profile because you have to know what area they're in. And then we have to come up with a sequence. This would be more of like a Ben thing, like on our Thursday calls, to actually sequence this out. But I like that first soft message. It's like we have to just look at it like a dating analogy. Like we just have to say, hey, nice to meet you. I like your shoes. And then we now move into the next level, right? So we have to always have that psychology of not like, I mean, and we also have to have the ability to be calm and saying like, I don't care if they say something mean or bad or rude, like, oh, you're a spammer, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? That's just what people are anyways. And then think about what kind of person they are to say something back like that. Would you even want to work with somebody that's a chump like that anyways? Right? Like, I mean, we're still like, I mean, just because they don't want your message doesn't mean they have to be rude. Like
Yeah.
somebody's messaging me now, no chumps, that's right. Somebody's messaging me now. I mean, obviously I know I know the team that they're part of, but I'm not mean to them. They're asking me what my biggest challenge is in growing my business. And I said, I hate being vegan. So like, I'm not being mean, I'm just fucking around, right? So I'm not going to continue the conversation because I also don't want to waste my time too. But my point being is like, it's if you're going to go that route, I mean, it's easier to be nice in the day than it is to be mean. You can have those thoughts in your head like, oh, motherfucker, he can't believe he said that, fuck them. But then when you're actually respond eloquently.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but this phrase is better. Like, I checked your profile. I will go over the word you said. So little bit connection, and then asking this question makes sense rather than just putting right away this line.
yeah,
Uh,
and have a
yeah.
short ass video ready, and it's like you've seen, like I have a longer VSL one where it's like, if I can guarantee you 30 booked appointments, would you even be interested? Hey, my name's Rahul, blah 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 blah. It's like 12 minutes. I wanted it longer because I wanted commitment from those people. I wanted to basically say, here's the fucking offer, like here's everything. And now I can just give them, and I didn't, I'm sure I screwed up. I haven't even watched it after I did it. I just gave it I uploaded it to YouTube without editing anything, and gave it to Ben to send out to people. And it was just a matter of like, hey, we made this video, would you be interested? Check it out, it's just 12 minutes, and we can just go straight in. We don't care what the fuck they say or do or don't do. And other people say, I'm interested. Other people say, what's the cost? All that, all the questions, cost question mark, not interested, spam, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, now I can send a message, I can give a video, here's the info. Is this relevant to you? If it is, let me know. We can see if we can fit together, or if your area, like when I used to sell realtor.com, especially to realtors, like I would just use limitation of inventory. Like, hey, I don't know if I can even help you because the inventory is always taken. Like, where are you? Okay, cool. Like, let's hop on a call, see if we can even get you in. And sometimes I would just say inventory is not even available, man. Like, you're in Tampa, Florida, it's not available, but like, I understand that you're interested and keen to grow the business. Would it make sense to talk about it now? So when it is available, we can slide you right on in. And then even though the inventory is wide open, I just have to have the patience. And then I would just go into, hey, like, let me show you, this is what it is. And saying, ooh, Tampa, I love it. You're actually like, if you told me West Palm Beach, this would have been 20 grand for the year. Because you're in Tampa, it's only 8. Like, would it make sense? Like, if this comes up, because oftentimes like some of the reps here that work with me are pretty lazy people. They don't always renew on time. If that inventory becomes available, can I slide you right in? Because if it comes in, it's going to be available for hours or days. And then I would just push them in to say, hey, do it. I'll say credit card. All right, so do I have your approval right now? Because call's recorded too. That I can actually build a credit card if that inventory comes available, because I see some expiration dates coming up, but I also don't want to get your hopes up that you're actually going to get it either. And then they would say yes. And then guess what I do? Wait from Tuesday this week to Monday next week. Say, hey, congratulations, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was when I used inventory, and I used my marketing chops to be able to create the urgency of limitation. So there's different ways to sell. There's different ways to, I mean, value is typically the best. Like, I had to also back it into the value, because I knew that I'm not going to work for, I have to have a reputation so I can call that person in the future too, when I leave, which I did. But that's also ways to get creative as well.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
in our case, our inventory is us. Our inventory is our capacity. Like, hey, I only have 3 slots available. I don't know what's going to be. Like, you don't have to say I only take on 3 customers, because nobody gives a fuck about what you do. Nobody cares about you taking on 3 customers. They care about them. Saying, hey, there's only 3 slots left. Like, if something's available by the end of the month, amazing. I doubt it. It never really is, but maybe it would make sense to just chat about the value now. And if it makes sense, maybe we can pull the trigger before it's gone. So you don't have to say it's about you and the inventory. If you want to use that as part of a tool set, it's not necessarily the only tool. Like inventory is like only, that's inventory availability has to have the value there too. That's just an urgency trick or tool that we've used. I don't use it recently, but you can use that as part of your value stack. But you just have to make sure, like the only thing is you just have to make sure that it's not your capability of taking on only 3 more slots unless you're in demand. That's different. If you're in demand, like some famous lawyers are in demand, it's like, dude, I only have 3 more, I can only take 3 clients on them. Like that, then you really want to work with somebody like Tony Robbins in demand. Like, only takes on a handful of people every single year if he still does or not. Then it's different. It's like, hey, I'm the man, like, to work with me, it's going to look like this. But when we're not known, then I would just use like, hey, there's only 3 slots available to work in this marketing campaign for the month, unless somebody else drops off, which I don't anticipate happening. And would it make sense to have this conversation and see if you want one of those opportunities?
Okay. And then if I choose to make a video for those new friends, so should it be a sales call or it can be a value kind of video, sales video kind of, or value kind of video?
I would do like both. It's value, like I would present the opportunity as like the next thing since sliced bread, and just say, hey, look, like I would call out everything, saying there's so many markers out there. So how do you choose? Well, in this video, I want to kind of walk you through what the differentiation factor is and why this is the new launch of real estate, or the new era, or the new style of marketing for real estate agents. So make it as long as you need to add value, but just don't say words that don't add value. Like if you can say something in 13 words or 7 words, don't use 13. So keep it short, but also salesy, because you want them to have mad curiosity to apply. So if you're going to send them a video link, just slap it on some basic ass high level landing page. Don't make it fancy, make it ugly intentionally. So it's just like there's a headline, a video, and a button to book a call. That's it. No testimonials, no screenshots, no bullshit. It'll make you not overthink. And when you send it to them, and they can watch the video and apply in the same link versus a YouTube link and have to like read the description in YouTube. But the second thing is you can retarget them too, so you can pixel them. And now they're going to start to see your fucking ads. And once they start seeing your ads, they're like, holy shit, I just saw that person. And they're not going to know what just happened. They're not going to think like, oh my God, they're doing retargeting on me. People don't think that way. Like even marketers that like at first like, oh, Alex Hormozy, he's retargeting me. But then you see him everywhere. They're like, holy fuck, this guy's just chasing me. And then you start thinking like, oh my God, he's like God, right? So same thing. It's like you're just going to stay and swarm and just stay the fuck in front of them. And then you become the brand. It's like, huh, why do I know this person? And then if they ever meet you in person, oh my God, it's her. Holy shit, see her ads all the time. So you just have to stay the course and stay consistent.
Yeah. Definitely good. I will be writing new script and show Ben, and then go from there. Awesome.
Yeah, and just think strategically. Like, here's my opener. They're gonna say interested, not interested, not interested. Then you have another sentence, and then interested, then another sentence. So you're kind of playing a game of chess of like, what could there, like, if I got that message, what do I say back? If I got that message, what do I say back? So if somebody says not interested, I'll say, hey, would you be against a call? Like saying, hey, I get it. You get a lot of like people DMing you. Like, would you be against hopping on a call if I can show you a way that you can get 3 extra transactions, but no pressure to hire me?
Or just like on the not interested stuff. Like I love when people tell me that, because then I just challenge them. I just say, hey, are you not interested because I'm reaching out cold, or you just can't take on any more clients, like without have the wheels falling off the bus? So I think I tell on my calls, where you've been on there. Sorry to interrupt, Rahul, but the not interested one, I love when I get the not interested, right? Because that's like Rahul always talks about, a surface level, 100% surface level. You wouldn't be on this call. Like everyone that's on here wouldn't be on here right now if they didn't have what they already had. If they didn't, they're still if they had what they already were looking for, right? And so like you got to remember that like they're not interested is just to see super
Yeah,
service
it
level,
doesn't
dig a
have
little
any
bit
meaning to
deeper.
it.
Has no meaning to it. So like I'll call them out, be like, literally, hey, are you not interested because I'm reaching out cold, or because you just can't take on any more clients? Most people are going to be like, no, like no one's going to say no, I can't take on more clients, right? Especially if you're established. I mean, if you're in the beginning stages, maybe you're going to say, but at that point, if you're in the beginning stage and you don't have any clients, I'm asking you to take on more clients, then you're going to say yes. And that's what I said. Like, would it have the wheels falling off the bus if you took on more clients too? You know, so like the are you not interested thing, like, or when they say not interested, 100% surface level, dig a little bit deeper, and kind of go from there.
Awesome. Thank you.
So
Maybe what we'll do one day, Ben, is this. I don't know when or if we're gonna do it, but maybe we just go through the real estate group we have and just just stay silent and just stream our page and or our screen and just DM everybody fucking cold.
yeah.
And
No,
like we'll even mess with them. We'll just even start off with really bad openers just to make it even harder too.
Mhm. Sounds
no,
fun.
but like going back like to where like just like another one that I loved using too is just be like when they say, oh, I'm just not interested, be like, oh, okay, great. Like, no worries. I'm not looking to take away from anything you got going, you know, but what I've come to find is that when most people are interested right away, it's because of my approach. Like what raises red flags, or just let them correct you. People, that's something that I've really learned, is people love to correct you, right? If Rahul tells me right now, like, hey dude, you weigh 250 pounds, I'm like, no dude, I weigh 265, or whatever it might be. Like people love correcting, or hey man, or Jake, your shirt's red, because it's like, no, it's not, dude, it's pink. People love to correct you, right? So like the whole assuming is the kiss of death thing. In this kind of case, like assume and let them correct you. It works 100% of the time. Like we assume all the time in the right context, let them correct you. And normally when they correct you, they're going to throw up on you and they'll give you they'll give you something that they weren't going to give you from any kind of question you could have asked them. They'll be like, no, this is not this is not a red shirt. This is a pink shirt, dude. It actually is like a pink shirt that I got, and you know, from what, and they'll just go into more and more detail and they'll throw up on you all the time. So I assume things, right? And you can tell them, just so you're not rude, it's saying, hey, you know, I don't, you know, correct me here if I'm wrong, or it could be a mistake on my end, but Jake, is that shirt red? You know, and that way I don't get offensive, right? If I come out and I just said, hey Jacob, that shirt's red, bro, you'd be like, Ben, like, what are you on? But if I say, hey Jake, correct me if I'm wrong, it could be that the pixels and my colors of my screen are look different from his, the camera, the light. And you can be like, no, bro, it's actually the lighting that's probably off. I just got this new light over here, and they do that all the time, right? So address whatever it is. Like they tell you they're not interested. What was it about my approach that raised a red flag? Or I can only, you know, I always do too. Like when they say not interested, it's because they think that you're going to sell them something, right? And so you're like, hey, could I be completely off base here? But it sounds like you think I'm going to try to sell you something, right? Question mark, LOL, or haha, and let them tell you like, oh yeah, I get tons of these pitches, right? And then you kind of move right back into the framework. You kind of say, look, I can't sell you anything that you don't need. I can't sell you or offer you anything that you don't need. Like, what is it? What do you do? And Rahul has really taught me to like, stop being so like, just be a bro, like the way that him and whether you guys know or not, him and I are friends too. So it's like he tells me, he's like, bro, you know, when I was over for, you know, when we went over to get drinks or whatever, and you were telling me about why I should, you know, get this car versus another car, like you didn't talk to me that way. Like when we were sitting at the restaurant at the bar or whatever, you didn't talk to me that way. He's like, start talking that same way. It's like, it's super easy, right? If Rahul told me, if I was there right now and I told him, hey dude, if I asked him about something and he kind of brushed me off, I'd be like, yo dude, like what did I do wrong? Like what happened? Like what did I offend you? Like what happened? Because we're friends, right? And I know that he didn't respond, I'd be like, dude, are you having a bad day, or like what's going on, dude? What can I do, or what happened? And the same way, right? That's all we're trying to do. And so that for me has really been the turning point in being able to turn those conversations around as well. So I don't want to take away from what Rahul had going, but I just want to jump in with that stuff too.
Yeah, and one of the best lines is like, did I do something to offend you? Like I use that with my friends all the time. Like if I want to go get a beer with them and they didn't respond, I'll just say, hey man, like, did I do something to offend you? And they're like, no, not at all. I was busy. I'm like, okay, cool. Now you got to justify it. Now you owe me something, right? So it works outside of sales too.
Except for it doesn't work with me.
Yeah, and like now, I mean, even Ben, like half the stuff, like people know what I'm gonna do anyways before I do it, but they have to answer it because it's just we've created this boundary of friend zone. Like when I say friend zone, I mean like we're talking to them as if we're like a counselor. Like we really truly want to solve their problem. So if I'm a therapist or a psychologist and you come into my office for the first time and you're not opening up, I have to call that out. I say, hey man, like it seems like this conversation is going really well, but I can't help but feel like there's more to explore. Like, is it cool if we just be transparent with each other? Because then if they say no, we can't be, then I'll say, okay, cool. Where do you want to go from here then? But if they say, yeah, of course, which is the likely path they're going to take, then I can ask the hard fucking questions right away. I'm like, cool, appreciate that. So that's all we're doing is we're just like the difficulty that's in our head about sales is that we're trying to think too far ahead, or we're trying to think too scripted in our mind versus being present in the aware conversation. Because scripts are great when you're first starting, so you can get your chops and your momentum and your memorization down of like this like how can I make this as a natural conversation as possible. But then once you chunk everything down, like we have 8 steps of a sale. We have like the rapport is the beginning side, the agenda, then the discovery, then we have our presentation, then we have a couple other stages. But in between each one is where we're using it as a framework now. So we don't have to say, oh, you're from the 310. Is that Los Angeles? Now we can say different. We don't have to use like that line that is like the easiest line. Weather must be great. Are you a sports fan? Like all that, like we can flip between different things. We're not actually saying like the same thing over and over. So when I'm training with new salespeople, it's like those are just the easy softballs. Then it just gets into the next levels. Like, so tell me, like that's why we do the when we do the role play, we have the word flexibility. So tell me what you do for generating new business. So how are customers currently finding you? So when it comes to leads, like what's that process to get a new customer or a new potential prospect on the phone? You know what I mean? So we're saying the same shit over and over and over in different ways. That allows us to have the flexibility and foresight to be able to pivot in conversation. So if somebody says, hey, if I said, hey, what do you do to generate leads? And they say, well, you know what, like we close at 30%. So like we're super satisfied with our sales team. I'm like, awesome. Well, how do we get people on the phone so that you have more opportunities for sales? Okay, cool. So like if we got like, let's say an additional like 10 people, that would mean that you do 3 more sales, and based off of the lifetime value, that'd be 30 grand. Like, is that what we're on this call of what you're looking to like get help with, or where are we? So now I just have future pace of 30 grand. If they have this, they get that. If they don't have this, then I'm going to back into the ramifications of not having that.
I'm gathering a lot to implement.
Yeah, and what implementation is not about confusion. Implementation is about pick one thing and implement that well. Yeah. Because what we have a tendency to do is like try to implement part of everything, and then part of everything's broken. Every stage is broken. So focus on whatever your most important thing is, and fix that shit. But to identify that, like here, like we're gonna end this in a couple minutes, but I want to just end with an exercise, and then as far as Brendan, like finding somebody, we'll go over that in the inner circle stuff. So ask that question there. Just do a general tag. Don't tag me specifically. Just saying to all group members. You can tag me and Cody as well. Just saying, hey, I'm looking for X. Can somebody guide me or help me? That will probably be the better area to do it. But like let's if everybody can just get out their sheet of paper really quickly for me. Because then this is where we're gonna like really make the rubber meet the road. So when you have your sheet of paper out in the chat here, I want you to put the number 1. Okay, I'll wait a little bit. I got 4 number ones, and there's 9 of you guys here, and even the guys in the Facebook world. If you're driving or doing something different, camera manning, video games for your children, or whatever the fuck you're doing, acknowledge it in the Facebook group too. Hashtag GSD, so I know you're there. And if you're watching this on the replay, I mean, this is the part, or the live right now, this is the part you're going to want to do for yourself. If you do it, it'll help you. If you don't, it won't. Obviously, it's pretty simple. But let's just write down. We're not going to share this. This is for us. On a piece of paper, I want to make it like horizontal, like landscape, like this. And then on the top left, I want you to put today's date. It's 9/18/2021. And then on the top right, I want you to just sign your name, like that's your signature of sign off. And then underneath that, we're gonna, on the left side of it, underneath where you put the date, I want to put, where are you right now revenue wise that you're going to have cash collected in the month of September 2021. So by the end of this month, what can you rely on? And don't inflate your numbers, because we're not sharing this. This is just for you. Be real with yourself, because the accuracy is important. And then I want you to draw a line all the way across to the next side of the page, but not all the way to the edge, but you're going to put an arrow, but you're going to put the number in. When we have this conversation on September 17th, which is a year, I guess we'll just go the 18th to the 18th, September 18th, 2022. What does that number need to be? What does that number need to be? And I'm not talking about like Bruno Mars song, I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad. I'm talking about, where do you individually, what would make you happy? And it doesn't mean you have to buy material stuff. Everybody has their own happy scale and level. So compare yourself to you, not to somebody else. Okay, so now we got the numbers. Now in the middle of that line, in a bigger number, like in a bigger font size, you're going to subtract the right number from the left number. So if you put 10 grand a month on the left and you put 100 grand per month on the right, you're going to put the difference. That would be $90,000. You're going to put that nice and big in the middle. And we're going to circle it 3 times, 3 circles. So it's our bullseye target. Now on the left side, underneath your number where you are right now, what are 3 of the most important things that you need help with, that you need to work on, that will take stress off of you in order of priority? So if you write it down really fast, like I need offers, sales, and traffic, and then the order is out of whack, where it's like, well, I need traffic first, I need to get better at sales, and then whatever, fulfillment. It could, like, you can reshuffle the order. So after this, but the 3 things you need to work on that will help you, that you, whether you need to hire somebody, whether you need additional training on a different skill set, write those things down. Now to the right of it, I want to do 3 things. Like, what are 3 things that you're doing that are bad habits? Are you like sponging up too much information and not executing? Are you partying too much? Are you, or you just not putting in the effort, and because of lack of motivation? Like, write those things down, because then you can have a little slap in the face to yourself that that can course correct. And then you just get a reality check here. Doesn't mean you have to go fix it right now, but at least you're self-aware enough to know why there's a bottleneck in the growth. And it could be just lack of motivation, and lack of motivation could come from hating what you do and you need to pivot. Lack of motivation could come from just not knowing a clear path to where you're going, and then you definitely need help because you're lacking certainty or roadmap. Okay, so now we have our current state, we have our future state, we have now know what we need to work on, and we now know what we need to eliminate. So if you want to kind of outline like what kind of skills, like what would be an action step right now that you guys will do either later today or by next week? Like, what's your first action step? So everybody write down what action step you plan on taking, and when you're done writing this action step, I want you to put number 2 in the chat. Okay, we got Brian, we got Chris, we got Jacob. We got Brendan, we got Horia. All right, there's still a couple more, you guys. Let's go. This is teamwork. Ruben, we got to get you up in the mix, brother. So come back wherever you're from or wherever you're at. Everybody's waiting on Ruben. Ben, you're down there too. Cool. Hey, somebody go to Ruben's house and type 2 on his fucking keyboard here. Waiting on you, Ruben. Tell your wife you're gonna make coffee later. That's Ben. All right, so we'll get Ruben in the mix. Okay, so anybody feel comfortable enough to share what their action step is, like, so you can inspire other people? So I'll ask you, Jacob. You go first, Jacob. Or Brendan, you go first. We got to volunteer.
Yeah, so for me, because I just started with the program, it's finishing my content map for Perfect Stranger.
Perfect. Awesome. And then when are you gonna actually, now the next question is, when is that going to be done by? What are you giving yourself time frame wise, so we go for a goal of completion?
It's actually one of the hardest things is trying to figure out content for myself. So want to give a little bit extra leeway. I'll say Wednesday. Perfect. Yeah. And don't stress yourself out over it. Just don't wait till Tuesday to expect a result on Wednesday. That's the only Right.
the only advice I have.
Yeah.
It's not high school where you do shit at the last second and try to cram it down everybody's throats or wait till the last second, or college. Cool. Anybody else want to share? Jacob.
Yeah,
Jacob Hill.
it's just
Yeah.
getting the rest of the cold traffic stuff dialed in. Like, it's 3 separate pieces. They're all 80% done. I'm on Fiverr right now, but it's not all there.
Okay, cool. So at least we have a goal. We have an action step.
Yeah.
When do you want to have it completed by?
I'd like it to have it done by Wednesday. And like the action steps, I'm looking at my list, there's like 16.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, cool. All right. So we have an action step for both of you guys are Wednesday. That's actually a great time to have it done, because that's the time we do our bottleneck call. So we can actually follow up and both proactively let me know. I might forget to even ask you, like, hey, what was your action step? But just proactively bring it up. Even if you're off, that's okay. It's forward progress and momentum. So don't feel like underwhelmed or embarrassed that it didn't get done. Try to get it done, and that's our goal. Ideally have it done. But if we don't, then fuck, who cares? We now need to reset our frame of our goal, so we don't actually just say, oh, I'm a failure, I fucked up, I'm late, I'll never do it again. That's not it. The goal is you made progress, you established this, and then we'll just reset, whether it's a day, a week, or a month, whatever it is. We just want to get it implemented, because it turns into revenue and authority. And imagine that number, like the mindset that you need to have is that number you put on the right. Some of you guys probably put $100,000 a month. So do the things the $100,000 a month guy does, because that person gets shit done to get there. Cool. All right, who's next? Who wants to share their action step? Let's do it.
Was it me?
Yeah, Brian, you're up.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna have my team go through this masterclass course with Chris Voss. I know it's a really good one. Instead of having them like read a book or anything like that and just kind of bounce back some ideas, we do that a lot of times now. I have a lot of like self-improvement and stuff like that. I'll have them go through and write like little stuff about it just to keep like minds positive. But I think that'll be a pretty big step next week. So I think, yeah, we're definitely going to do that.
Yeah, because when you give them access to masterclass, the only issue is if you're sharing your password, you may have to set up like Team Viewer or something, so they log in through your computer, because like you're only allowed to, it's by device. I think they have some way to see how many devices are on, like almost like Netflix now. So that's one thing, unless you buy the 6 device option there. I haven't bought anything on masterclass yet, but then make sure that you hold them accountable as to saying, here, I'm going to give you access to this additional training. If I do, would that be something you'd want to go through and learn? And then when they say yes, then you say, okay, cool, I'm going to give you access. My expectation is to have it done by X date. And I want to role play the notes that you take. So submit your notes to me so we can actually just all learn from each other. So you have to make them like accountable, because a lot of people, when you give them access to shit, it's like, oh, awesome, sweet, I went through it all. It's like, okay, but you're still the same dumb fuck. Like, how do you not implement? So now this gives them like the action steps to actually see that you're going to hold them accountable. Right.
Sweet.
So we have to make it charismatic. Like, if I get this, would you guys be interested to improve your skills? Yeah, of course it would be awesome. Like, hey, what I'd like to do is do this as a book club, as a team. Let's go share each other's notes and help each other improve. I'm going to give it to you now. By next Friday, I want everybody to have gone through everything. Let's put a live breathing Google Doc together. So if you write it on paper, transcribe it to Google Doc, and then we're going to go over and just everybody's notes together on Friday or whatever.
You set things up so nicely, Rahul, man. Just the setup and just bringing that enthusiasm out of people, man. I really, really admire that, man.
Well, I was really good at the opposite, so that's why I had to be good at this. So yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, if you were one of my early employees, you would have seen, like, I had to hire somebody in between me and everybody else, so nobody would talk to me. I literally would just say, if you have a question, you go to her. She's gonna come to me, and if I have questions for you, I'm gonna go to her. They'll go to you. So I was like, dude, stay the fuck away from me. I'm a man on a mission. I'm not gonna be able to answer things nicely. So yeah, I learned along the way. Leadership is one of the hardest skills to learn, or at least for me, it was, for my personality type. So I had no choice but to be somewhat, but to learn it. So everything is a challenge and a skill as you get to different phase of where you are.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other shares? One more share is what I want to hear.
I wanna go write my group sharing script, Messenger's new script, and my sales call. I'm creating a form for now with the right questions according to what we discussed.
Okay. Yeah. Just submit those into the inner circle group, man, or not, man. Heard ya. Submit it, like, whatever you have, just throw it in a doc or whatever. Like a Google Doc will probably be easier. Just get that done, and we can evaluate it of what it is, because the goal is like while we want to kind of improve on the process and stuff, we don't want to be so over focused where we're not actually making sales. Like, because it's scripting it should be simpler than it sounds. Because like I'm using almost like the same script from like this guy named Charles Hogan from like 2001. All we had, it wasn't even like a piece of paper in a script. The dude did like a 3-hour whiteboard training, and that was our training. It was called 7 Steps to a Sale. And I don't even remember all the 7 steps. I tried to like replicate it in the 8-step framework that we have. But we stay in frame of that format. Like, we don't overly change. The only thing that changes is if like something, while like before it was high pressure sales, now it's just more of low pressure. It's like more like allowing people to realize like what the ramifications really are of not buying our solution, and understanding what is it in a solution they're even looking for in the first place. And if all things are commoditized and all things are equal, what would be a deciding factor to make them want to move forward with one person over the other? Because if I ask that question saying, hey, if everything was equal, everybody had the same price, and everybody on the surface seemed to have the same book cover of their offer, like, how would you make a decision on what to move forward with? And just asking that simple question, now they have to tell me why they buy from anybody. Like, well, if they had this, I would do this. It's like, okay, well, we have that. So I mean, just simple questions and getting to open up, like with games or ideas like that, allows the prospect to tell you exactly like what they're willing to buy.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, submit it, and then what's the date that you want to have that ready by?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay, so perfect timing for that, because that's the sales call. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, cool. And then Chris, I want to hear from you, my man. It's like, what's your action step and date?
Yeah, so my biggest thing that I wanted to focus on is sales. So I wrote down to practice sales for at least an hour a day. That's something that doesn't really have a deadline on. I guess within the next 2 weeks, really focus on that, and then see how much I need to practice it from going on from there.
Cool. Like what specifically, like, cause sales, like what are you going to practice on? Is it like, are you going to write a script, use a script? Cause there's probably a lot of shit in sales inside this free group already. Like, what's like, to get more specific, so you have more of a roadmap and certainty, like what does 1 hour a day look like? Like your first hour, what would you do? I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, so I do have a script that I use. I'm using One Call Close. So for that, I feel like the biggest thing just in my sales in general I need to focus on is just digging and probing. So
Yeah.
for probably the first 30 minutes to an hour, just getting the script down, and then figuring out at which points I need to probe more and really get that emotion, and then doing some role plays too to work on that as well.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that sounds good. And then just drop a comment. Let's just, because the backstop date so far is like Wednesday for everybody. So I would like drop a message to me on Wednesday if you can of
Okay.
your progress.
Sounds good.
Cool. Yeah, so like the 8-step framework is somewhere, like I have, like, I'm pretty sure, Ben, do we have that landing page still working? Like, I think we're giving it away, or I don't know if it was for sale somewhere. I don't know. Anyways, if we, whatever the link is, like if we find, we had a landing page. I don't know if Cody or somebody deleted it and put it into the main program, but if I find that landing page link, I'll send it over to you.
All right, thanks.
Cool. All right, guys. So Ruben, I'm going to catch you up to speed really quickly. So we have a goal that we want to focus on, the one most important thing that we're going to get done, and then the time date that you want to get it done by. So to give you an example, Chris wants to practice his sales and spend an hour a day. Brian is going to give access to his team to give them necessary skills and training with a masterclass. And then Brendan is working on his content plan that he wants to execute by Wednesday. And then Jacob, remind me what yours was again. And you're also on Wednesday. Like the cold traffic. You want to have your cold traffic dialed in by Wednesday. So like one task, one action step that we want to, okay, finish all the training and start putting my system together by Friday. Okay. Now all the training, like, can you distill that down a little bit? Because all is like 112 videos. Let's get specific so we don't cause overwhelm, and overwhelm cause delay, and then we get distracted, and then we say we protect, our brain protects ourselves. So I want to make sure it's like as micro as possible so we can actually take a step forward. And you can unmute, you don't have to type like or
I found the doc, the 8 steps for, I didn't, not the landing page, but the actual doc that we shared externally.
You can drop it in the chat. That's fine. Drop it in the chat. Or wait, hold on. Don't do that. Let me don't do it yet, because I want to, if we can't find the landing page, I'll find it. I'd rather give the landing page in the Facebook group so everybody in Facebook land, where they can opt in, because then it'll redirect them to other shit that we can, like the video that I have it on.
Okay.
Yeah, because they need to see the video with it. The script alone is just fucking useless. It'll waste people's time, but they need to have the context behind it.
Like Tom Brady's Super Bowl winning playbook. That's right. You just give someone the playbook, it doesn't mean shit.
Gotta know how to operate the manual. All right, Ruben.
Yeah, so there's a lot in there, and so anything specific to like putting the system together.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, so anything that's specific to putting the system together, like the funnel and the ads and all that stuff.
Okay, so you want to like let me actually tell you what you should be doing. Put the offer together. Fuck the funnel. Fuck the systems. We'll give you the funnel and the stuff. So don't even like try to even log in ClickFunnels at all. Like have your wife change the password and not tell it to you. Like do not.
I don't even have it. I canceled my ClickFunnels account a while ago because I wasn't even using it.
Okay, good. Yeah, so don't do any free trials on anything. The only thing you have to have done by Wednesday, I'm gonna give you your date. Wednesday is I want you to pitch me your offer. So you have that HELOC thing that we talked about.
Yeah.
So present it to me. I'm your ideal customer. I have no idea about loans, refinancing. I don't even know what the federal government has to do with loans or anything. So pretend I'm like a fucking golden retriever when you explain this to me. So it's extremely clear, okay? So your goal is to present your offer to me, that how it's so logical and emotionally smart to do, and how much money I can save. But then the other thing you're gonna wanna tell me is why is this even existing? Because I'm gonna have mad skepticism saying like, hey, like you're telling me that like I have a loan, and with your product, I can reduce my payments and save this amount of money, it's too good to be true. So you have to also think about reducing my skepticism as like, why does Ruben know about this, but the rest of the fucking world doesn't?
That's exactly what my wife said when I told her about it.
Yeah. So you already have to beat them to the punch, saying like, I didn't believe it myself until I did it. It's fucking insane. Like, I couldn't believe this. Like, there's about 2 billion loans out there, and about 150,000 people are actually on this. And the trend in the last 6 months is boom, boom, and boom. It's going up. So you got to kind of have that skepticism release. So it's like, whoa, it's not this like weird shit that is like when people come to you with like prepaid legal, they're like, oh, I have this great opportunity. You're like, motherfucker, it's just multi-level marketing, bitch. That ain't cool. Like, so that's what people are gonna think, right?
Yeah.
So you have to take out the fact that it's shady. But then first, before you can release skepticism, make sure you believe in the product. Make sure you believe in the product. Because I've sold stuff without research, and I shouldn't have sold it because I realized, oh fuck, that like I learned that it wasn't actually a good product, but I believed in it so much that nobody can stop me from selling it. Then I'm like, oh shit, there's stuff I didn't know because I didn't research it. So make sure that the like whatever you do, because you're dealing with like loans and stuff, that there's like, dude, just make sure it's a very, 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 very reputable product. That's all. Because then you'll make like, don't make a mistake like I've made in the past.
Yeah, well, we're definitely users of the product. We're definitely believers. So
okay, cool.
Yeah,
then that's all you need. Then you're proof in the pudding, even better. Because sometimes people sell stuff that they don't even do for themselves. So that's good. Awesome, guys. All right, we went a lot longer. I was expecting to do this for like an hour. We're 51 minutes over. So hopefully you guys got some value. And if you did, the currency that I want you to give to us, if you did get value, is not in this Zoom chat, but inside of the group thread. Drop like what you thought about it, your takeaways. When you do that, it allows, and smash some heart buttons and shit in the live in our free Facebook group, the GSD free group. When you do that, it actually triggers the algorithm, so other people do see this too that need to see this, and that would help everybody, ourselves included. So I appreciate you guys kind of carving this shit out. Special shout out to also Ben and Jacob from our team for coming on here. This is what our team is about. They just show up. It's fucking Saturday. Look at Jacob looking so fresh and clean in a pink shirt, or a blue shirt, as Ben would say. It's
red.
not blue.
Red, bro.
and Ben as well. So, and Ben with a fresh haircut.
Do you see how quickly I corrected Rahul though? Did everyone see that? I didn't even realize it. He said blue, but the example I used was red. We're quick to correct people. Like, I didn't even realize it until right now. He said blue, but I never said blue the entire time.
I called that.
Remember that, guys. Correct. We were quick to correct people. So your clients will do the same thing. When you assume something's in the nicest way, they're going to correct you, and they just throw up on you. It's crazy when people throw up on you.
No, Ben. He meant Ruben.
Oh,
Let me correct you and him.
There you go. See, everyone's going to correct their own.
All right, guys. All right, have a good rest of your weekend. Get it done. Enjoy it. Don't stress out. Take that one little micro step momentum forward wherever it is in your business, in your life. So, anyways, but do drop that comment in the free GSD group. That'll help a lot for us too, and mean the world to us. All right, bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.